Hey everyone and welcome back. It's Derby Day and we've got two special trains to check out. We're in Lexington, Kentucky and you're looking at the RJ Corman yard. That's the RJ Corman Derby train making its way to leave the yard and then head on to Louisville. Once it leaves, CSX will then send its Derby train to deliver a special group of guests to the 149th running of the Roses. These companies are continuing a tradition started in 1875 when the Louisville and Nashville Railroad brought passengers to the first Kentucky Derby. RJ Corman gets first honors and will soon be sending its train to the west. We'll catch up and then I'll talk more about the tradition and the trains. When I pulled up, there was already a group of Railfans waiting for these trains. Here's a picture of them. I'll include links to their YouTube channel so you can check out their Derby videos and more. It was great meeting everyone, and thanks to Drew Burkhart for getting me all the information about their channels and this picture. Well, back to the trains. The RJ Corman is being pulled by the company's anniversary units, 1973 and 2023. Both are SD70Ms, purchased from Norfolk Southern and painted in a special commemorative 50th anniversary scheme. I was a little surprised to see there were as many locomotives as there were cars. We don't get to see how many cars the CSX train has. Well, here it comes out of the yard. Pay attention to the horn and tell me if it's fouled or if that's just how it's supposed to sound, because you're going to hear it quite a lot.
Term dispatch answering P001, over. Rail dispatch calling over. 1 has a proceed. North yard limits are up to the south side switch jet on that CSX C1 ONE dispatch. 546 RJ 2023 North dispatch calling over.
This is RJCC 2023 North and over.
Got the rest of the track into a Vogue available if you'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'm ready to copy, over.
1204, 1 stop.
Superseding track authority 1204-1204 was originally proceeding north yard limits are up to milepost W50.0.
Yes, sir, got track warrant number 1209-1209, addressed to the RJCC 2023-2023 north and March. Dated May 6, SIX 2023-2023. Checkbox 1 ONE, track warrant number 1204-1204 is now void. Checkbox 2 TWO, proceed from the SOH siding switch jet, JETT.
As it pulls out of the frame, the chase is on. That's an RJ Corman Railroad police officer. We'd come across several throughout this chase, and each one I talked with was very friendly and didn't seem to mind the Railfans at all. Our next catch is in the rural Kentucky countryside. You can barely see the train snaking its way toward us.
Due south, SOUTH, yard limits of Boca. Box 1616, track Bolton, effect, UB 126, 126. Track warrant 1209's got 3 THREE boxes marked. 108, 2 TWO, 1616.
Well, next up is the capital city of Frankfurt. The tracks make their way right through the middle of town. And every Derby Day, the city hosts a marathon, which makes getting around a bit more difficult.
Track Authority 1209, 1209, address that RJCC 2023-2023 North, NORTH, today's date, May the 6th, 2023. Got a box 1, O&E. Track warrant number 1204-1204 is void. Box 2 TWO, proceed from south to CTH, siding switch at Jet, to the south, SOUTH, yard limits at Avoca. Box 1616, track Bolton's in effect to be DOB 126, 126. Track Authority's got 3 THRE boxes marked there. Box numbers 1, 2 TWO, 1616, over.
Well, clear, sir. Track warrant 1209, RJCC 2023 North, proceed south side switch jet to the south yard limits of Boca. 3 boxes, 126. Okay, 914-0914, dispatch LRB.
Track Authority 1209 to the RJCC 2023 North, proceed from south, siding switch jet to south yard limits of Oka. 3 boxes, 1216, okayed at 914-0914, dispatcher LRB, all copied by Pete.
Correct, over.
Alright, you can show us north and proceed clear of milepost W67.0, W67.0, over.
Understand RJCC 2023-2023 North, NORTH is north and clear milepost W67.0, Old Road Sub. Which is normal 915-0915 LRB.
4606 RJCC 2023 North. follows W67.0, W67.0, the Old Road Subdivision. At 9:15, 0915, dispatcher LRB, all copied by Peach, over.
Alright, sir, that's all correct, over.
Alrighty, sir, we'll holler back at you. Thank you, Z54606 out.
Roger that. C546 on that RJ 2020 North Rail dispatch calling them.
This is RJCC, Z546 answering, over.
Okay, I see you get a little more track behind you, roll up.
Yeah, you can show us clear proceeding north of milepost W64.0, W64.0 on the Old Road Subdivision, over.
64 is not giving me, I got either the side switch Frankfurt or north or south Frankfurt there. I see 65, I guess, down to 5 numbers.
Yeah, we just passed the south siding switch at Frankfurt here.
And got the RJCC 2023 north, NORTH is north and clear of the south, SOUTH, siding switch Frankfurt, switch is normal at 927, 0927, LRB, over.
06 RJCC 2023 north, showing clear and proceeding north of the south SOUTH siding switch at Frankfurt at 927, 0927, dispatcher LRB, all copied by Peach.
Alright, sir, all correct, thank you.
Alright, thank you, sir, Z54606 out.
001 on that 261 rail dispatch calling. More track out there if you like it. The high switch Franklin, over. C1208, 1208, correct. 001, we got track warrant number 1211, 1211, just to that CSX 1 ONE North, NORTH.
Well, this would be the last time we catch the RJ Corman train, but we will stick around for about a half an hour and wait for the CSX train to make an appearance. As we see our train pop into view, here's some history of the Derby train. CSX runs its office car special to carry VIP customers and top employees using its EMD F40PH-2 fleet and luxurious passenger cars to the Derby. Now, over the years, the Kentucky Derby has become one of the world's most lavish annual sporting traditions. It brings celebrities, politicians, and everyone else from just a few blocks away to all around the globe. This used to be known as the Governor's Train because the railroad always invited the Governor of Kentucky and his staff to come along for the ride, but I'm not sure if it still goes by that name because the tradition ended in 2016 with Governor Matt Bevin. At the time, Bevin said he was unable to attend and the tradition never came back. I put a link in the comments to an article written about the politics and the cost to the state regarding the train and Governor Steve Beshear. In previous years, as many as 15 passenger cars would be part of the Kentucky Derby consist. When necessary, the railroad would lease additional cars from other organizations. I count 12 on our train today. Well, back to when it was the Governor's train. It was deadheaded from Jacksonville, Florida to Frankfurt in the days leading up to the Derby. It would stay in the capital city so the governor and VIPs from around the state could board. Now, as you saw, it departs from the Corman Lexington facility without stopping in the capital city and then on to Louisville. This has been a tradition for decades. It started with the L&N and other predecessor railroads that are now part of the CSX system. The company says as many as 15 specialty trains from across the country would make their way to the Derby, and that by race day, the coach yards surrounding Louisville Union Station could have more than 200 passenger cars. A spokesman for CSX says back then, as many as 5 extra yard switching jobs would be added to handle all the cars. Unlike the EMD locomotives we're seeing today, steam was king back in the day. The L&N would operate several different steam engines on top of the other diesel locomotives of the area. Sadly, the rapid decline of privately operated passenger trains nearly ended this tradition. Norfolk Southern has previously run Derby trains, but it hasn't in several years. Hopefully it brings that tradition back at some point.
Checkbox 1 ONE, track warrant number 1208, 1208 is now void. Checkbox 2 TWO, proceed from the north, NORTH, Garland to Rupp, RUTD. To the south, SOUTH, siding, switch, Frankfurt. Box 616, track bulletins in effect, give me 126, 126. Track warrant 1211's got 3 THREE boxes marked, 1 ONE, 2 TWO, 16. Sir, track warrant 1211, 1211, CSXT 001 north, proceeding north, Garland limits to Rupp, to the south side switch of Frankfurt, 3 boxes, 1216, okay, 930, 093. dispatch answering, over.
Yeah, Z54606, RJCC 2023 North, over.
RJCC 2023 North, I copy, over.
Yeah, you can show us clear proceeding north of milepost W58.058.0 on the Old Road Subdivision, over.
RJCC 2023 2023 North, NORTH, and clear milepost W58.58.0, Old Road Sub, switch to normal at 939, 0939, LRV, over.
4606, RJCC 2023 North, show clear proceeding north of milepost W58.0, W58.0 on the Old Road Subdivision at 939, 0939, dispatcher LRB.
That is correct, over.
Alrighty, sir, thank you, Z54606 out.
C001, CSX-1 Railfan, dispatch calling. Yep, would you like a little more track up to the W5858 at this time, over? Superseding 1211, 1211, correct. Alright, sir, got track warrant number 1215, 1215, addressed to that CSX-1 ONE North, NORTH. Dated May 6, SIX 2023. Checkbox 1, ONE, track warrant number 1211, 1211 is void. Checkbox 2, TWO, proceed from north, NORTH, Charlotte to Rupp. Milepost W58.58.0, Old Road Sub. Box 1616, track bulletin to the bed, UB126, 126. Track warrant 1215, 1215's got 3, THR, box mark 1018, 2 TWO, 1616, over. All correct, sir, track warrant 1215, 1215, CSXT1, ONE North, NORTH, proceeding north, Garland to Rupp, to milepost W58.58.0, Old Road Sub. 3 boxes marked, 1216 is located 942-0942, dispatcher LRB, over. RJCC 2023, 2023 North, NORTH, clear of the North, NORTH, starting switch to Lewis, switch to normal behind you, 955, 0955, LRB. P001, Rep dispatch calling.
PW106, over.
Yes, sir, I have a little more track available up to that north side, switch Lewis, ready to copy.
Alright, mile 65, ready to copy, over. Track warrant 1215, 1215.
Cover that P001, we got track warrant number 1216, 1216, addressed to that CSXT1 ONE North, NORTH, dated May 6, SIX 2023. Checkbox 1, ONE, track warrant number 1215, 1215 is now void. Checkbox 2, TWO, proceed from north, NORTH, Garland to Rupp. To the north, NORTH, siding switch Lewis. Checkbox 1616, track bulletins in effect, UB126, 126. Track warrant 1216 has 3 CHR EE boxes marked, 1 ONE, 2 TWO, 1616.
I'm getting ready to go in a tunnel there, dispatcher. As soon as I pop out the other side, I'll read it back to you.
Copy that, standing by.
Keep out a minute or two. Can you hear me now there, dispatcher?
We'll catch this train twice more before it reaches the final destination.
FP, not one, I copy.
Alright, we got track warrant number 1216, 1216, CSX 1 ONE North, NORTH, today's date, May 6, 2023. Checkbox 1 ONE, track warrant number, checkbox 2, RKH, Charlotte, Run 6, track bulletin in effect, number 1. Authority's got 3 boxes checked, box 1 ONE, box 2, TWO, box 1616.
And just that the radio is a little spotty there, just want to confirm box 2, proceed north, Garland to Rupp to that north side, switch Lewis. Is that correct?
That is correct. Box 2, TWO, north, yard limits Rupp to north siding switch Lewis.
Alright, sir, all correct. Track 11216, 1216 to that CSXD 108 North. Proceed North Darlington Rough to the north side of Richard Lewis. 3 boxes 1216 is located 959 0959 LRB.
Alright, track 4, number 1216, 3 boxes checked, okay, defective 0959, dispatcher LRB, copy by CCH, over.
All correct, over.
Alright, thank you, dispatcher, PW1067.
Dispatch answering, over. 2023 North, I copy, over. 546 on that RJCC 2023-2023 North. Reporting all north, NORTH is clear of Shelby Station, switch is normal, 1013, 1013, LRB. All correct. Dispatch out. And a P001 on that CSX 1 rail dispatch calling. Yes, sir, got some tracks available up north of the Shelby Station if you'd like to copy that.
Sir, ball 69, read audio.
1216, 1216. Yes, sir, got track 4 number 1219, 1219, addressed to that CSXD 1 ONE North, NORTH, dated May 6, SIX 2023-2023. Checkbox 1 ONE, track 4 number 1216, 1216 is now void. Checkbox 2, TWO, proceed from north, NORTH, Arlington Rough to Shelby Station. Box 1616, track Bolton to the bed, QB 126, 126. Track 4 1219 has 3 THR box marked, 1 ONE, 2 TWO, 16. Yes, sir, all correct. Track 4 1219, CSXD 1 ONE North, proceeding North Arlington Rough to Shelby Station, 3 boxes 1216. Okay to 1015, 1015, LRB. 001 train on that CSX 1 ONE northbound rail dispatch calling. Current milepost location was. Was that 5-4? Over? Alright, copy that. Yeah, get that at crossing. Looks like it might be malfunctioning behind you there. So I appreciate the info. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Sir, got track 1209, RJ 2023 North. Originally approached the south side of the jet, South Darlington, Boca, 3 boxes 1260. So all reported clear, switch is normal, 1042, 104, May 6, 2023, LRB. Correct, over. It was like that, thank you. Dispatch up. P001, CSXD 1 rail to dispatch calling, over. Is there, well, got the rest of the track into a Boca available if you want to supersede them.
Yeah, 32, read copy, supersede 1292.
Alright, sir, got track 4 number 1221, 1221, addressed to that CSXD 1 ONE North, NORTH, dated May 6, SIX 2023. Checkbox 1 ONE, track 4 number 1219, 1219 is now void. Checkbox 2, TWO, proceed from north, NORTH, Arlington Rough, to the south, SOUTH, Arlington Boca. Box 1616, track Bolton in effect, you'll be 126, 126. Track 4 1221's got 3 THR EE boxes marked, 1 ONE, 2 TWO, 1616. Over.
Well, as the train goes off into the distance, I hope you enjoyed this trip. It has to be one of the funnest days of the year to Railfan. It was great meeting everyone, and make sure you do check out their YouTube videos as well. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll hit that like button. Until our next trip together, I hope you have a great day.
I copy most of that. Radio's just a little spotty. Just want to confirm that box 2 was proceed North Yarlimits Rough to South Yarlimits of Boca. All correct. Track 4 1221, 1221, CSXD 1 North, proceeding North Yarlimits Rough, South Yarlimits of Boca, 3 boxes 1216. Okay, time 1045, 1045, dispatcher LRB. Over. Alright, talk you up in the Boca. Dispatch up.
CSX B001, 06, this is CSX C1 as a clear MN, north MN, number 2 southbound.
Everybody back on board. D546, I'm Terry Yard Manager. Boy, D546, I'm Terry Yard Manager. Yeah, everybody's back on board, ready to stand and head out of here.
Head toward that, we need to clear that power switch so I can get you lined up in the A.
Approach south. XB1 south. Approach 4th Street on 2 train. Approach Central Avenue. Approach.
Over. Have a great day.
01 Hump Yard Master, over.
1, over.
Coming to you on the Hounsel track, over.
Load, over.
D001 out.
Turn around.
One of them leave a sweatshirt up here?